Yo, yo, yo. How's we doing tonight, chat? Give me just 1 second. Okay, it looks like we are live. I was a little nervous going live tonight because I've got all of this new stuff I'm kind of not working around but working with. I'll show y'all right here. I mean, it's very simple. So I have a brand new boom mic arm that I just got recently, just to kind of ease things up a little bit. It also, I was very surprised, helps a lot with the table space. So I am just trying to make sure that this sounds good and that I'm not destroying your ears and everything like that, because it was so much further away. So I've already, turned the gain down and everything, make sure that nothing is too awful loud for y'all. And let me see if I can go ahead and get some music going here. So this is actually a remix that I've been listening to on repeat since what is this, 9 days ago when it showed up on my recommended. This is the Ultimate Nintendo Switch Melody 100 Switch Songs Remixed. It's really cool, and it's by Fred the Monty Mole. So Fred the Monty Mole, if for some reason this comes across your timeline or whatever, I appreciate you. This is a super cool thing. I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. I turned it down just a teensy bit, so I think we're fine. I could probably bring it up. Well, I'll wait till it hits the... Okay, yeah, I think we're fine. It's not hitting the yellow. But yes, hello Avatar, hello Yellow, thank y'all for coming by. Do appreciate you. I know that this is going to kind of hinge on people being, a little bit discussionary tonight, so I don't want to talk to myself all night, but if I have to, I'm very used to that. Just in general, not even talking about streaming. I just talk to myself instinctively. So right over here, I've got a template for a Nintendo Direct bingo card here. This is something I actually just found on Google. I didn't type in Nintendo Direct bingo card or anything. This was just one of the options that came up, and it must have just been because there's been so much buzz recently. So I have to imagine that's why. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit for myself, actually. There we go. That should be fine. And it looks like it's just beneath the yellow on OBS, so we should be okay. But of course, if we are going to start this thing with the free space, it's pretty obvious what we should put there. Go ahead and get this here. Not quite. Okay, much better. So, I mean, for a Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, I have a feeling that we are going to be seeing the console itself quite frequently. So we are going to have that as our first free space. By first free space, I mean actually down here where it belongs to be. Just go ahead and hold down this button. And so also on this list, we will have a lot of things that probably will not show up. I do intend on putting some pie in the sky things just because, if we just had a normal thing, then whatever. The music could be lowered a little bit. Thank you. Yeah, they go kind of crazy in this music a little bit. I didn't think it'd be too awful loud, but Yellow hates peak music. Again, like, this is a medley that I thought was incredibly cool. You know, 100 Switch games that they just forced into like one thing. Lando, by the way, hi, how you doing? Hopefully you're having a good day today. So obviously starting off with the Switch 2 as our free spot, that seems good enough, and also would help me identify this if I ever had to come back to it for some reason. So if we're talking about like other games we're gonna see, I mean, Mario Kart's pretty obvious, so I think I can do that. Try and get some of the very obvious stuff out of the way, and we're gonna put them in spots where they're not like super common, so we're not gonna put them in the corners because that's boring. It's no wubba dubba dubba, so automatically mid. True. We ain't even getting that on Switch 1. We're getting, or we aren't getting that on Switch 2. We're getting that on Switch 1. So who honestly cares for the Switch 2? The most peak game will already be here. That was going crazy because I thought I heard Bravely Default and I heard Advance Wars and my brain was so confused. Yes, yes, it is a medley. So there are a lot of games in here. What's this one? Is this Fire Emblem? Yeah, Fire Emblem Warriors. Yep. All right, we put Maro here. Put this like right there. You know what that would make this infinitely easier? If I actually use the opacity tool. I'm gonna make it go over the white lines here just a teensy bit. I'm a genius, chat. Much better. All right, so we've got two very obvious things that will show up. I mean, basically, we already knew these from the previous thing. Also, is my mic frozen, or is my webcam frozen? I noticed this before, actually, when I was doing a test. I didn't think that I did anything different with my webcam, but we're gonna try and see if it comes back. All right, very weird. That has nothing to do, I think, with the mic setup and everything. I didn't touch my webcam at all. I can double check my, yeah, GPU, CPU, all that's good. Memory's doing fine. I don't know. It is weird. Oh, it is very warm though. I do not know why. That is probably why it ended up going off. All right, well, I guess I will just have to keep an eye on it. All right, so we have the Switch itself. We have Mario Kart 9, whatever else you want to call it. So what are other things that we can kind of expect to come up here? And probably common ones. I kind of want to do one for Metroid Prime 4 and... what is it? There's like one other game that I was anticipating will have like a Switch 2 version, and I'm really trying to think of what that is. I thought a bunch about this before I actually started the stream today, and yeah, I've already forgotten. I guess tentatively we'll go ahead and put that there. Just Metroid Prime. Oh, I did actually think of something that I was looking at earlier today, or just not looking at, even just like thinking about earlier today that I expected that would be there. Okay, why is this Metroid Prime thing so oddly shaped? We'll use this image. Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 edition. So that's the thing, right? Is that we expect a whole bunch of stuff, also ARMS. ARMS to anyone? Alright, opacity, bring that down. Very good. So yeah, I think that we are going to see specific Switch 2 versions of games. ARMS 2 would be awesome. I am of the opinion that ARMS was a series that had so much potential, especially how they were building it up. But then they just like dropped it for some reason. I don't know if it's because the numbers that they were seeing for sales or like online people was not really great. So really, yeah, it was just one of those things where, yeah, the mouse mode demonstration. I feel like the mouse control is something we can put there. Probably the C button. Yo, Josh, how's it going? But yeah, back to ARMS really quick. It's one of those series that I think actually did have potential to have some like pretty good games and stuff that come out of it. But like they had the one roadmap planned for it and then just stopped for some reason. They had like the comic series that was planned for it that apparently never got off the ground. There really wasn't a story mode for it. They had lore, but it wasn't like anything comprehensive. So I think that's a lot that like just kind of killed it. And I'm sad because I really liked ARMS, especially the soundtrack. Like, dude, if we got ARMS 2, it would specifically be the freaking music that I'd be most excited for. All right, let's see. Switch to, let's put Joy-Cons. Exactly. Thank you, IGN. Always the gaming source. What exactly I need. All right, we're gonna put it a little bit further away because we definitely don't want a bunch of the common things getting too close together. That just happened to be where I landed on for Metroid. Yeah, and forgive me if I just literally start jamming a little bit toward for the music. Like, I'm being so for real. I really, really do like this medley. There's one particular part of it where it's just like, I could go without this, but just about everything else is peak. Okay, this one could probably, if I'm just being stingy about it, probably could go down here once. Yeah. So I definitely think that, you know, we're going to see a demonstration of the mouse controls. Yeah, putting the C button there is probably accurate too. And I think I want to put it like maybe right here, just so that way there's no way it can interact with these other things. I don't know how high quality this image is. Actually, very high quality, it looks like. Much more high quality than I would have expected. Hold on, I gotta pause for this. XXX Yellow's Island Gaming Network, or Next Work, 42069 XXX. Nice. Top USB-C explanation use cases. I'm with you, but I actually still am not, if you watch my video, man, I am not like sold on the accessories idea for like the Switch 2 yet. Let's see if we can make this a teensy bit larger, just so that way we can see the C. There we go. Oh yeah. Xenoblade. Because like, I'm of the opinion that for the USB-C, it's more so going to be something just like as convenience. I definitely should be like trying to layer these, but I'm not, so. I will not forgive your amiibo addiction. Hey, come on now. Come on, come on. Look, nothing about my amiibo. I'm actually not going to put amiibo in this. I expect they can mention it. I do not think that they will cover it largely. I don't think that will be a huge part of the presentation. I think they will just mention that the Joy-Cons still do have NFC functionality for amiibo. I don't know. If they reveal a game, I don't think we're probably going to see anything about like what games might support amiibo. All right, so let's get into some more like other stuff, like games. Like what other games could we see? I feel like the next Mario has to be a lock. Like not Mario Kart, like 3D Mario, platformer Mario, because that's one of the things that we really have not had in a while. And it feels like they've had to have been cooking something since Odyssey. The most recent thing we got was Bowser's Fury, which was great, but that was a very long time ago. It's like 2 or 3 years ago. I've got to be mindful. I almost wonder if I need a toggle for my mute just so that way y'all don't gotta hear me freaking gulping down water. Animal Crossing. So I've been battling with whether or not Animal Crossing is going to be there because that was like, what is that? That's the second best selling game on Switch, right? Unless it was third and it was underneath Breath of the Wild, but I'm pretty sure it was number 2. So the fact that they could tease a new Animal Crossing, I think is possible. I think is very, very possible. I'm gonna use this image because it's just kind of neat, not just like a 3D Mario render. Mario Paint is valuable with the mouse function. So that's the one that I think 90% of people have gone to, which is totally reasonable. Cause like that's such an incredible idea, especially if it was a pack-in with the Switch. Like what a cool idea to like repurpose the game. Again, I'm trying to make this as fair as possible, so let's put this like here. Ooh, I did think of something I do want to add. So where I was actually going to put here with Metroid was Legends Arceus. Or not Legends Arceus, the next Legends game. Yo, Dad, what's happening, bro? What's going on, man? Okay, so I feel like Pokemon can be there. I just don't know where to put it. Because I'm not trying to make this too easy for myself. And I feel like if they mention Metroid Prime 4, that they're gonna mention Pokemon too. Because that's gonna be a game that has to have some, at least, synergy like with a Switch 2 next version. Overwatch with the boys. Yeah, leave me for Lucio Overwatch. He's a cooler guy anyways. Yeah, I think I'm comfortable enough putting ZA here. I just have to figure out what, like where I want to put it here on this list. He's leaving you for Orisa? Even worse. Sure. This is an image from MSN. That's insane. Actually, I was gonna resize that, but that kind of looks about right to what I would want. Yeah, that's about right. Lando said that I've gotten better, so... Yeah, Ed. You're going to let them influence you so easy. I'm just kidding. Please do whatever you want. You don't have to stick around. I'm just giving you grief because it's fun day. Dude, this is a game I need to play more of. Jamboree was so fun the little I played it, and then we just kind of, like, me and the bros haven't brought it out. It makes me kind of sad. So yeah, I do think that if there are two games that have the probability of showing up just because they're going to get Switch 2 enhanced versions, I think Metroid Prime 4 and Legends EA are just super likely. There is one that I do want to put in the corners because this has gotten so much buzz. And I think this in particular was probably one of the most anticipated things for the Direct that came up the other day, and we just didn't get it. This image looks like crap, so I don't want to use it. Broke up with you during a party, then tried to stay with a bunch of guys. Oh, great! Told her that she was right. Oof. Sorry for dubbing this if you'd rather not talk about it. I mean, this is a just stratting stream, so it's not like I'm doing anything else. But I mean, all I gotta say is, dude, I'm really sorry you're having to go through that right now. I am definitely not the person to give you any relationship advice in the slightest. But what I will say is that you definitely should at least do what your heart tells you is right. I mean, especially the fact that like this just up and happened and that she was just willing to get with other guys is not a good sign. Some would say a red flag. But yeah, I mean, don't feel bad about saying like what's on your mind and stuff. And again, like you're also a regular here, so I fully trust you to not just completely trauma dump. Even if you do, like, it'll be okay. I respect it. Okay, is this the image we have to use? I think we might, because there's literally not a better image, which is crazy. It's very small. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so I honestly was one of the people who did think that we could have seen both of these Zeldas in the previous Direct, like in the Switch 1 Direct, but we didn't see either of them. And so I do think that there is a non-zero probability that we could get both of these during the Direct.
I got it.
Yo, biddies. Nah, dude. Ain't no compensation bits needed. Please don't feel that way. I just want you to know that, again, you've got a community here that supports you. I know that I am kind of locked in when it comes to getting all of this put together. But again, I just hope that, you know, you're keeping yourself safe. You're surrounding yourself with good vibes and all of that. And of course, you mentioned the crowns. Bro, you have made some progress. I'm jealous, but I mean, again, I'll be playing Wilds for who knows how long, so it'll happen eventually for me. But yeah, definitely, man. Don't worry about it, especially those 100 bits. Like, of course, you know, I appreciate filling up that bit cup. Fills up my heart as well. Gotta give you that. But no, please, don't feel obligated. Like you have to give me money for the dump. Just hope you're doing good, dog. Okay, I think the thing is done. Yeah, the medley is done. Again, I really do like this. So again, I'm going to mention it one more time. This was made by Fred the Monty Mole on YouTube. It only has 18K views and it's been like a week since it came out. So I guess it's just like a smaller channel that made it. I do really like it. So the one part, I don't know if y'all were listening too much to it. I know I turned down the volume. Specifically, they chose Peach's birthday cake for Mario Superstars or Mario Party Superstars. And I think that's a fine choice. But they have like there's like some buzz in the middle that they use for like, I don't know, just guys and vocal backing. But it's spaced so oddly that it doesn't pair up, especially with how like they upped the tempo of the Peach's birthday cake music. That's like the one part in the song where I'm like, don't like that. But overall, I think it's really great. And I do recommend y'all go ahead and check it out, especially if you enjoyed listening to it here. So let me go ahead and get this on in the background. This is just some Kirby stuff. Because of course it's going to be Kirby. Does Achievement get taken back as Mizu gets launched? Absolutely not. So if it works the same way as it did in World, title update monsters do not count. It is whatever is in the vanilla game at launch. Now, when they have the title update, when they have the next update for the game, so the Iceborne and or Sunbreak equivalent to Wilds, that's when you would specifically need Mizu's small and large crown to cover what would be the new achievement. But besides that, yeah, no, you shouldn't need anything. Let me turn this down just a teensy bit more. There. It's a more comfortable volume and it's not quite hitting the yellow, so I think we should be fine. No, actually, I'm indecisive. I'm going to turn it down just a teensy bit more. I said I was turning it down a bit more and I didn't. There we go. Yeah, so now you shouldn't need anything. Still gonna finish before Mizu. Good luck. You basically got the week. Hey, more power to you. If you can get it done, sheesh. So yeah, the last thing I added was I don't think I really talked about it too much, but the Zelda HD remakes for both Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Those are probably the two biggest games that are remaining on the Wii U. Xenoblade Chronicles X was one of those, and it got ported. Like, we just got it earlier this month. And I do want to get that game, but I have way too much right now, and honestly, I have no idea when I'd ever get to it. But I absolutely do. Put Silksong on it. So, I don't know if I want to put Silksong specifically, or if I just want to put specifically, like, an indie title. That did just absolutely trigger something me in, though. That was not a sentence. This is another thing that has had rumbling, so I'm going to put it in the corners because I don't know how likely this is. But there has been a whole lot of talk about Microsoft doing more with Nintendo specifically. And people are extremely convinced that there is going to be some sort of Xbox showing, or at least presence at this showcase, or on Switch 2 in general. And so I'm going to put that in the corners because that's just like a huge thing. If Xbox actually like makes an official move to Switch to some extent. And it could be anything. It could be Halo coming to Switch. It could be like the Game Pass itself coming to Switch. It could be just any other like future Xbox games coming. One thing that I did see, because I did watch a couple of bingo things or people making predictions, I'm not including Call of Duty in that, because Call of Duty is coming to like multiple systems, right? They basically said, hey, by the way, we're going to be making sure that Call of Duty from now on, you know, after purchasing Blizzard and Activision and all of that, that those games will be coming to all major consoles and PC. So perfect opportunity to show off Silksong. I just don't know. I almost think that they would have a indie direct and then have that be the final game of that indie direct. I'm not even saying that Silksong isn't big enough to be here at this direct. I just don't know if it'll be here because there are so many other third parties that we could see, which that leads me into my next one that everybody is like yapping about. There's another one that I can add to the list. I want to make sure I'm not cutting anything though by accident. So many people are talking about Elden Ring coming to Switch 2. But I am going to make it a little bit more general because I don't want it to be just Elden Ring. I think I do actually need to make that a teensy bit smaller just so I can fit this in here. Disagree hard on Elden Ring. There are a lot of people who are saying like because this is like the one chance for Nintendo to actually catch up with the current modern day hardware and games, that Elden Ring of all games is like the one that people are anticipating. But I am not going to leave it at that. I am also going to add here this is not like almost impossible to see because of its size, but I'm going to change that. Okay, I need to make that a little smaller and then I'll give it an outline. There we go. Unfortunately, that's still like inside one another, so let me see. That is the wrong direction. Oops, there we go. That is a comfortable distance. So I really don't want to just stop it at Elden Ring. Let me go ahead and make another layer for this. I'm just going to put it behind everything else. I wish I had any, like, attention when doing this. And see how slow I am doing all of my, editing and this kind of stuff. Yeah, that's fine. And we'll just grab a dark color. We are on the lighter. What is... Oh no, it actually does need to be underneath the, yeah, the text. So very specifically, I need to change this because I think I messed it up. Yeah, I messed it up when I had used white earlier. Or maybe not. Maybe that's just the weird... Yeah, that was literally just something weird on again. So, have you ever tried Pokemon Sleep? I use it every night. It's fine. I don't really think that anybody has to use it, but it's really fine. It's a good app, and it does help you to some extent incentivize to go to bed at a time that is kind of set, as opposed to just, you know, leaving it. Add me, dog. Hold on. Actually, know what you do? Send me in a DM your ID, and I'll get you as soon as I get off stream. So, again, discussing a little bit more, I do want this to be a more umbrella thing than just, this is Elden Ring. I think that we are specifically focusing on third-party games, and I want there to be 5 or more shown off. I think that that's likely, but it's also the kind of thing that they could just cut off at like 3. Like, these are the 3 large games that will be coming to Nintendo Switch 2, you know, at launch or something like that. And they show like Red Dead Redemption 2, they show like, what's another kind of tentpole game that's coming out this year? Oh, they could do something like, say, like, oh, Marvel Rivals is coming to Switch, because, you know, that's another big game right now, kind of in the zeitgeist. I think that we need to see something reasonable. Somebody put this specifically on their list. I'm not going to do that, but I actually mentioned the Hoyoverse games, and that has never crossed my mind that Genshin, Zenless, and Honkai, none of those are on Switch. So I think that that is another huge developer that they could get, and that'd be a bunch of games, like, just for people to, like, absolutely go crazy over. Yeah, no, go ahead and add me, bro. I don't care. Yellow abandoned me, so I don't have literally anybody else on my friends list for Pokemon Sleep. All right, so, again, I'm making that a very general box because I think that there are several other things that we can add to this, and I don't want to just like go for a bunch of different games. I think that just leaving it at, you know, these are the third-party games, be fun. I am so thankful that Genshin was not on Switch at launch. Nobody. It's 50 free candies per day. Yeah, I know. Guess what? Yellow abandoned me. I mean, I didn't go on like forums or anything to say like, oh, here's a friends list or whatever. Just add me. So if I'm going back, like let's take a step back. Can I go back to something that we think will probably be there? I want to say, here's something. I think that we could get a tease at the next Monolith Soft game, whatever it is. And you might say something like, oh, but Cameron Born a Brawler, like, we just got Xenoblade Chronicles X. Why in the world would you be doing this? Well, the games that we've gotten from Monolith Soft lately, besides Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and the DLC after that, like, we haven't gotten too much else. And Monolith Soft has several different teams working on different projects, and as, you know, we've seen them also work in tandem on things that they, you know, are not the main developers for. Because, you know, they work on Animal Crossing, they've worked on Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like, all that kind of stuff. So, I do think it is possible that we see something from Monolith Soft here. I don't know that this is 100%, but I think of most of the developers that are on, like, the kind of list for Nintendo, I think that this is one of them, like, that we could see. Now, I don't want to add any more games that could potentially be there, like new games, because we're kind of covering up this list with some new ones. I might actually move the Monolith Soft one looking at it. Actually, I'm comfortable with having it, like, up here right at the top. Yeah, that seems good. I like that placement. Also not like just completely free, because again, we need to have something like with the third-party games to guarantee that there would be a line coming down here. Again, C button, literally been teased like now in all of the promotional material after this Switch Direct and after Nintendo Now, not Nintendo Now, I keep calling it that, Nintendo Today dropped, we actually are getting all of these images with the C button included. So this is guaranteed, this is likely, and then this one's like in the very middle. I think that we can see it, but it's not guaranteed by any means. So I want to get another kind of easy one in here. Yellow mentioned Animal Crossing earlier, which I'm not totally against putting on the list. Again, it's such a big game, like, or it's such a big series now comparatively to how it was before. Pokemon Collection with old games. I'm not going to add that, but you did immediately trigger something in my head. I don't think we get Animal Crossing now. Not even a tease. I'm not even saying that like it's going to come out this year or even 2026, but I think that they could just tease it and say, hey, Animal Crossing's coming, just so you know. No, I think something we add is this. Is there a specific point that's looking a little easy right now? I feel like this might be easy, so let's put this